Welcome everybody, my name is Nikos. Today we're looking at Boxing Day deals up here in Canada. Of course, if you're outside of Canada, you might not know about this, but we celebrate Boxing Day. It's the day after Christmas. Everything is on sale, apparently, or it used to be. And things have changed, of course, because of the pandemic, because of everything that's happening in the world of business and supply chain issues and you name it. So we're not seeing the best of the best, but we are seeing different things that are available. So if you are outside of Canada, it might be an opportunity here based on where you are. The currency exchange might be worth it, and with shipping and this and that, it might be worth it for you. And follow along to see what's available. Of course, I'm going to be talking about the different aspects of a tech gear that you would need in terms of a creator or a business type that needs to either upgrade their computer for specific needs, like data, NVMe drives, and or you're looking at it and you're saying, hey, I'm putting together a PC. Should I be putting together a PC? What's the pricing structure out there? What is happening? Should I be waiting? Should I not be waiting? Because there's many questions about that. And now's the opportunity to look at everything and say to yourself, well, what is good for me? Now, at the same time, I'm going to be looking at the camera gear and the different aspects of camera gear that are on sale. I will make a separate video for that one so that it will be easier for people that are not looking at camera gear. That will be specific to creators and business people that are starting out and or growing. So stay tuned for that. I will be launching those within an hour of each other. So let's jump into it. Now, firstly, in the world of Canada, there is a couple of big companies that really service us, and one is the Canada Computers. The other one is the Newegg that is available in the States, of course. And the other one is Memory Express. Now, Memory Express has been good to me, and I have seen some good deals come through here as well. So you gotta just start comparing where the pricing structure is at, what is occurring, what is best for you as you move forward. But you can see there's a lot of things on sale right now, and you could find some good benefit out of it. So we're going to be looking at Canada Computers first, because this is where we generally go. It's like the closest for in-store shopping if I wanted to go in shopping, but they're generally good overall with whatever you need. And if you do want warranty on any of the products, like that's something that people will decide to do. I did that with a few things because they're things that I need. For example, the hard drives, you have an exchange to come right in there with that warranty, and you could just swap it and you're off to the races. The video card, I did the same thing. The chip, I did the same thing. So if I have any issues, I just take it in and we're good to go. I did that with the motherboard too. I'm having some issues with my motherboard, and I'm looking at motherboards right now. I'm going, should I be upgrading? Should I not? And that is something that we have to think about, because gear is changing, the tech is changing, and we're going to see an exciting 2022 with the new chips coming up. So first things first, AMD. Now, I was on Canada Computers and all of these chips were on sale, and I'm not sure what happened. Now only the 5600X is on sale at $374, only $25 off. I'm not sure why this happened. It was right after midnight when I refreshed the page. However, if you go to Newegg, you do see that all the deals are still on, and you could go and buy a 5900X for $600. This is a great price for this chip. I bought it around $729 when it first came out last year, so I've had a year's worth at that top price. Now 25% off, not bad. $899 for the 5950X. So if you are looking to upgrade or you are looking at a new PC, these two chips will be great if you're doing a lot of creative work or you just need a high-powered CPU. The idea of what's going to happen in this next year is something that we need to discuss, because people will be asking this. Now, leave your comments below, leave your questions below on what you are planning on doing or what you think is going to be happening. But Intel released a faster chip than the AMD. We know AMD is going to come back with a new chip. We know that everything is going to be changing to DDR5, and we're going to be seeing a lot of improvements in the tech space. The question is supply chain. What is happening with supply chain, and do you need it? So a lot of the conversation here is going to be based on what do we need now, because right now is what we're looking for is, hey, in the next year, am I going to make my money back off my machine? So I've already made my money back from the machine from all the editing that I've done on the machine over the last year. And that's how I look at things. Now, I do separate the idea of the yearly. So I say, hey, if I paid $6,000 for a machine, is over a 3-year period, the expense is going to carry through at $2,000 a year, for instance. And then I break down that aspect of the expense so that I know, hey, every year, as long as I'm investing into something and I'm going to make money at that $2,000, then I'm making my money back. So I'm okay with spending a little bit more because I treat it as an investment, not a spend. So something to be thinking about there. Now, if you're just looking for a chip that will get you through and you're looking at spending a little bit less money, the 5600X is great. If you're thinking, hey, I need a CPU style chip with a G on here, these ones are great. They're not going to give you that big powerhouse that you'll get with a video card, but right now video cards are hard to find. And this is the question you got to be asking yourself. If I can't find a video card, what am I going to do? Because I'm building a machine and now I have a little bit of a problem. So will you pony up the money to spend more money on a video card or go for one of these two chips? They're not bad pricing right now. But again, the 5900X, I have this chip. I've been loving this chip. And to be honest with you, when I compared it to the 5950 at the price point, I don't see that benefit for what I'm doing with the video editing and all that. When you're looking at motherboards here at Newegg, you do have some good deals that are coming through. And you know, this Elite motherboard, this will do the job. Like these will do the job that are on sale here. Now, are they the best of the best? Well, no, they're not. And this is the bottom line. What do you need overall? Now, I have looked at this purposely for Asus and Gigabit. Why? Because I had my misfortunes with the MSI, and right now I'm just kind of like, man, I don't really want to deal with them. I am looking at upgrading my board to one of these Pro Arts, and they're not going on sale, of course, but I'm looking at these because of the abilities that come with this for the extra Thunderbolt and of course the extra drive spaces. Now, you could go with a bigger size board, of course, that comes with more drive space here, and they're all working at that Gen 4 speed. So as we scroll down here, again, there are some good sales at 8%, 11%. The margins aren't that big for these, as you can see, so it's something to think about. When we head over to Canada Computers here, we do see that Elite board is on for $199. This is a steal. This is great. Like if right now, if the board was totally done on me, I've been having my issues, I would go get this board. I'd be done with it, and we're off to the races. Not a bad price. The X570 board, this is the S version. So the S version is the newer models of the X570 boards. These are coming in at $70 cheaper. Great board here. Like you'll be able to do the job you need to do. Is it the #1 recommended board? No. Now, when I'm looking at something like a Pro, this is a good board as well. And again, you're limited by certain aspects of it compared to the higher price boards, but this will get the job with the 5900X and a couple of drives in there. Now, at the same time, if you want to add more drives, there are extension PCIe cards that you can add to the Gigabit line that I think is better than the Asus. And at that, you know, then you can look at drives and adding drive space. But you can see a lot of these motherboards are on sale. They're good to go. And like if you go for one of these more expensive boards, just note that, hey, things are changing. So how long are you going to be keeping the board, and what is its value overall? Because once the new chips come out with the new motherboards and the DDR5, you're going to be thinking, hey, I want to upgrade anyways. Where is your value there when you try to flip the machine? If you're going to try and flip the machine, or you're going to run it out its life course. That is something that you got to think about. For me, it's more of a, hey, 1, 2, 3 years. So I've already paid off this machine in essence. So if I hire somebody, then they're going to take over this machine. I'll build something new for me. Or if they're doing the majority of the editing, then I will keep this machine, upgrade the motherboard and a few parts, keep this because it does a great job anyways, and give the new PC that I'm going to build to the editor, whoever's doing the most of the amount of the content. So I know I'm secure in that manner of things getting done. Okay, every job getting done. So a lot of good deals here happening overall. You could go for an open box, but when there are deals on, you got to look at the price points and say to yourself, okay, what is best for you? Now, jumping back over to Newegg, hard drives, NVMe's, they are on sale, and I'm really considering going back to the Samsung 980 Pro 2 terabyte. I need another 2 terabyte or a 4 terabyte. So I've been looking for those. I did do a couple videos that I'll link below on caching issues, and these caching issues seem to be resolved with Samsung. I will leave the links below so you can take a look at those videos and walk through that. Now, I'm thinking about it in terms of the idea behind the updates. I did read some articles, some stuff that Samsung acknowledged, and they have fixed apparently, and I'm thinking of going and purchasing one of these. It's at $369. Like, you can't lose at $369. It's such a great price. It's a big drop here of 30%. And of course, for me, if you want a solid drive, this Western Digital SN850 is solid. Okay, the 1 terabyte. Now the 2 terabytes on sale too for $408, and that is a great price. For me, this is what I was thinking of buying, but now when I'm seeing it saying $50 cheaper to go and test out the 980 Pro on a 2 terabyte, I had tested the 1 terabyte. So just to put that in perspective, when I did the caching issue that I discovered with the 1 terabyte, I'm a Samsung favorite. This is why I'm kind of leaning back to them. They had this caching issue, and this was moving big data, like 400 or 500 gigabytes at a time. Like now, like I've upgraded my camera gear, and this is like the R6, and then I have the R5 as well. So this R5, I literally just bought terabyte cards right here. So I'm sitting there and I'm doing different things, and I'm going to myself, where am I going to store everything, and what's my workflow going to be like? Another terabyte can save the day for me. At the same time, something like these cards, I can edit off these. Like these are great to edit off of. That's been my testing so far with a few of these cards. I just picked up these Angel Birds. So I'm just sitting there going, okay, what do I actually need now? And this is what everybody else is going to be doing. When I'm looking at these Fire CUDAs, people have asked me about these Fire CUDAs left, right, and center. The price point is just so much, and I can't justify the amount of money I got to spend to get a 2 terabyte. So I'm looking at it, I'm saying, okay, it's $539, it's $160 off. I've seen this for a little bit cheaper. I saw it for $499 at one point. And yes, when you scroll down, what you're going to find is that this is running at 7,300 megabytes per second. It is super fast. You're not going to get it with the other 2 drives. Of course, it is going to be faster, and you're looking at it from a perspective of a quick drive. I don't know if there's caching issues. I don't want to be stuck with the scenario of a drive where I do have caching issues. I haven't heard any caching issues. So I would say to myself, hey, I want to try this out if the price point was closer to the other 2 drives. And for the speed, I'm just not seeing it with the need for the software that I'm using. Now, this is, again, all the creator and editor software. Now, if you have software that's going to take advantage of 7,300 megabytes per second, that changes things. And that price point changes things. So if I knew Premiere Pro, for instance, or After Effects was taking advantage of that speed, that changes things. Now, where is my dilemma on something like that? Well, I have my other drives. They're running at 7,000 on the read and 5,000 on the write. So either way, when I'm transferring things, I'm looking at it and saying, well, it's basically on transfers. And how much more am I going to get from that 1,500 megabytes per second to 2,000 megabytes per second on the transfer? How much time am I saving on that? I'm already moving things lightning fast. So on average, I'm seeing things move around 3,000 to 3,500 to 4,000 megabytes per second. It's crazy. It's crazy if you think about it. And to go another gigabyte faster per second, yes, that's amazing. But what's the overall opportunity there for me on a cost-saving scenario? Now, I'm not sure if the motherboard is having an issue and I can't get everything to work fluently in the system, but that's what Asus has told me. So I'm looking at it and going, okay, what if I do upgrade a new motherboard? Now I got to think about this and say, maybe this is the best route for me. However, I haven't tested it. I'd be getting this drive. I'd have to test it to see if there's any caching issues. I haven't heard anything. And right now, when I'm looking at it, it looks like I'm going to be going for a 980 Pro and going for the 2 terabyte. It's on for $369. It's $50 cheaper from everything else. And that's the route I'm probably going to be taking. Now, there are the MSIs. Of course, I'm not going to be buying an MSI for a while. And as I scroll down here, I do see more and more deals with the Corsairs. Of course, these are not bad drives. I haven't tested them, but people have told me they're okay. But the QLCs, and you got to look at that as well. And when you get into older Gen 3 drives, I did see some 4 terabytes on sale on some couple sites like Amazon. And as you scroll down, you're going to look at this and you're going to say to yourself, what is it really that I need? And I'm debating it. So when I'm looking at a 4 terabyte card at $1,000, this is a little bit pricey for a Corsair, but I did see some other drives that were cheaper. So if I just go a 4 terabyte, search within here, and I did see some at $700, $724. I've seen some of them go down to $500 in the last few weeks. So the question is, do I just wait and maybe go for a 4 terabyte when they go back on sale? This is the number one thought process that I'm going to be having. So if I head over back over to Canada Computers here, I do see that they're on sale. So I can walk into the store tomorrow and go pick this up. So do I buy it online? Do I buy it from Canada Computers? These are the questions we've got to be asking ourselves when we move in that direction. You can see here the ADATA. Some people have asked me about this XPG ADATA Gen 4 drive. They are slower, but for the money, is that worth it? That's what we got to be asking ourselves. And again, it'd be going back to what I was just explaining. Overall, what is it that you really need? How does that fit the narrative? As I scroll down, I do see the Firecuda as the older versions, a little bit cheaper. And then you look at the 530. Here's a 474. Again, drop in price. And here's your 7300 to the 6900. For 474, now you're looking at it and saying, okay, this is more of a price point that I would want to test. Now this is a different, I think it's the same models, everything's the same. I think it's just the other one had the heatsink. Do you really need a heatsink? That's another question I'm going to be asked. You don't need a heatsink from my testing. What you do need is at least put some thermal pads on there, and then use your motherboard's heatsink. The motherboard's heatsink that comes with it, the panel, and you put it on, and you're good to go. I just lost my words for a sec there. So overall, like, would I be looking at this now? You know, and this is the question. You know, you're looking at it and saying, for 474. Now you're within lines of $70, but $100 with a 3060. And is this going to make a difference in your workflow when you have two, you know, the other 3 drives where they're going up to 7,000 megabytes on the read, but only 5,000 to 6,000 on the write? And that's where we come into that dilemma. From a video card perspective, nothing's happening. Again, video cards will be coming down in price as we move forward, but we're seeing that the price points are insane. Now, these are like the 3060 Elite here. I bought my 3060 Ti at this price point when they came out, and to see them at you know, the price points be where they are right now, I'm just kind of like, I'm thankful I bought them earlier. You're gonna have to cough up the money if you want something fast and slick, or else you're gonna be stuck and you're not gonna be able to take advantage of your CPUs. Going back to memory, we do see a lot of deals on the memory. Now, I have made a lot of videos on memory. I will link those below. I would encourage you to look at what memory do you need. I went and did testing for Premiere Pro. I did a whole bunch of different tests on the amount you need, so 64 versus 128 gigabytes. I did go through the scenarios of the speeds, where if you bought a 3200 chip, a 3600 chip, and so on and so forth, how do you, like, you know, move with that? And of course, like, the idea here would be go for what is, for me personally, if you're looking at it in perspective of cheaper is better at this point, and just looking at something like a 3200, you can get this to move on any board probably at 3600. So I would just probably go with the route of one of these, but for $50 more, you can, you know, get like the 3600 megahertz, and you're done with it. Being able to go into your BIOS and adjust everything, do your testing with your machine, depending on the motherboard you buy, totally worth it. And at the end of the day, I did not find significant difference to say that you need 36 over 32 when you're doing stuff like video editing and other software that comes with Adobe Premiere. They're not taking advantage of the full speed. And this is something that we got to be thinking about when we're moving through the process of whatever software we're doing. So I'll leave those links below. Again, a lot of good pricing with everything that's happening here when I'm looking at it in terms of being able to make a purchase and then upgrade as you move along. Now, if I head over to Newegg, I do see like these are the Trident Z RGBs. I had bought the Neo series. At the end of the day, if you're looking at it and you're saying what's the difference, and really there isn't that much of a difference. The Neos I think are a better purchase, and I've talked to other people that do have the RGBs. There's not much significant difference. Now, what I'd be doing is looking at how much do I need? Do I need 64 or 128, and can I save a buck or two? Now, I went and purchased 128 and I was done with it. I just wanted to have 128 and be good with it. Now, do you need to do that? No. If you look at the testing that I did, 64 gigabytes will get you a long way with 6K. I had no issues. I'm going to be doing videos on the 8K now that I have the camera. So I'll leave those links below when I do the tests. And of course, subscribe so you check those out so you know, hey, what am I purchasing? How does that fit the narrative? But going with 2 chips, you'll be fine. And then when you need to get another 2 chips, just wait for it and upgrade later on. You can always do that, or go buy at these price points. No problem. You're going to get away. This is not bad. $720 and you're done. And you have 128 gigabytes. You're saving quite a bit of money when you're thinking about it overall, especially with some of these, if you're not going to go for the LEDs and you're just going to go with a straight up, like, if you know, the T-Force here, no complaints. Okay. Like very quick, 274, you're at $500 or so, and 550, and you're done. So a lot of good deals here, a lot of things that you could be doing, looking at in terms of RAM. Now, when I'm looking at, people always ask, well, what's the best RAM? For me in my testing, I went with the Neos. I kept the Neos. It was due to stock. However, the Corsairs, like if you want to be able to overclock stuff, Corsairs are the way to go, 100%. And I say that because this is something that you want to think about when you're looking at it in terms of what you want to be doing with your PC long term. Do you want to get it up to that 3800? This is where I can't get my Neos to go at 128 gigabytes. Would you be able to do it at less RAM? Yes, it's easier to overclock, less RAM. So if you only had 32 gigabytes, for instance, do I recommend anybody going less than 32 gigabytes in this day and age? Of course not. I think you should have at least 32 gigabytes, no matter what, if you want to run any type of software. But 64 is that sweet spot where you're going to find the best opportunity for you to utilize your software and not worry about anything. I am a heavy user, of course, and I'm moving a lot of data a lot of times during the day. I'm doing a lot of work. I have like all these tabs open in Chrome. I have like 3-4 softwares open at any one time. I'm just, there's no downtime. It's just like, I got to get a project done. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. While one thing's rendering, I'm doing something else. I'm moving 3,000 pictures over. I'm going to go through 3,000, get 2,000 pictures out of there, then cut them down, get them down to like that 1,000 mark, where I'm going to like then pick up my top pick. So as I'm doing that, I'm going back and forth with the video as things are rendering, stabilizing this, that. So I'm moving all the time with different things. And like people will say, well, you took 3,000 pictures. Well, let me tell you, I bought this camera, and this camera, the Canon R5 and the R6, you just, if you go on 20 frames per second, you don't even realize it, and you're filling up this card, and you don't even realize you took like so many photos of the same thing. So then you got to go through and change your workflow a little bit. If you're using that setting at 12 frames per second, it's a little bit different, more manageable. But again, you're shooting in more data and more pictures, more things to do. So this is something to think about as you get used to the new tools that you're using. Now, yeah, amateur. Some people will say that you're an amateur if you're doing the workflow I have, but it is what it is as we move forward in this direction. Now, I'm going to jump over here to Memory Express, and Memory Express, when you're going to any of these websites, I want you to take a step back, look at everything, and say to yourself, all right, what is the needs that you're looking for, and then open up all the tabs and make sure you go and you find everything you need. Now, if you're looking at it from a perspective of, of what you want to build, having these saved is your best opportunity to find the best deals. Now, there will be deals as we move forward, and a lot of these companies will work in based on whatever is being given by the companies. So don't look at it in terms of you'll save like $20 here, $20 there. Sometimes it's just worth going and purchasing what you need to purchase and get it done. and instead of like worrying about okay, what happens if I can find it for 20 bucks cheaper. Now again, the deals, like, they're only like $10 off here, nothing that is gonna like be a game changer for you. But sometimes what you'll see with companies is that they'll do the listing price, and the listing price will be less, and that's where you have to take a step back, and you'll see like something like $10 off, and you'll be like, oh, okay, so nothing like, you know, like here seeing this $399, it's down to $359. You might see this pricing at, you know, another company like Newegg at, you know, $450, and then they have it for like $60 off or $70 off. You need to pay attention to this. Here's the 64 gigabyte kit at $424. Here's your Neo at $420, and you know, they've dropped the price, and they do a limit one per customer already. So they've done a fixed pricing on there, something to be thinking about as you move forward. Now, let me just jump into looking at the NVMe drives here, and we're just gonna click away here, and I think this is where I saw the 4 terabyte, but let's just do the 2 terabyte. And again, 409, they're competing, and then you'll see the list price. They're saying it's $100 off. When we looked at Newegg, and when we look at the let's just jump over here, and of course, delay. So if you look at the price points, and you go to the Western Digital Black, they have it at $499. They have it 99 off. So if I head back over to the SSD here, they have it at $509, and this is what exactly I'm talking about. Here's your 369, 539. It's $170 off at Amazon right now. This is it's $174 off because they have it at a little bit more of a price point, but it's still at $369. This is because Samsung is pushing a deal. When you look at the Fire CUDA, again, $150 off, $474. If you want to get it with the oh, there you go, $400. Okay, here's your Fire CUDA 2 terabyte PCIe, and now you're looking at it and going, okay, what is the big difference here? And this is the 520, and I wanted to just make this comparison here for you guys. So if you're looking at it and you're saying, well, here's your 530 series. This is a Gen 4 drive. It's at $474. You're paying $75 more, and you're getting more speed, of course. Now, this is a Gen 4, but it's the older Gen 4. So you're looking at it, it's a 520 PCIe. So as I scroll down, I should see that it's at a 5,000 megabytes per second on the read and write. So they're basically equivalent, where you're getting that extra speed here with the 530 series. And 530, again, is 7,300 megabytes per second on the read and 69 on the write. So again, you're getting that, you know, that newer drive is going to be $75 more. At that point, that's worth it. For $400 price point and going up $75 to get that speed, it is worth it. But now you're going to look at the rest of your drives in there and see what is worth it for you. It might not be something that's going to be beneficial overall because you're moving data, and at the same time, you got a question, is that change going to be enough? Now, motherboards at this company with AMD. And we're going to just turn all these off, and we're just going to make sure that we are looking at the X570 boards. And here we go. They have deals again, similar. Oh, they have similar deals here. You're looking at $70 off on the Elite. It's $229. So clearly, Canada Computers at $199 is the better purchase there. Again, you're looking at it and saying, where am I going to look at the best opportunity for me? And as I scroll down here, I do see like the Master at $379. We saw that price point before. So a lot of deals everywhere with different price points. I'm making it so that you can see that the, you know, overall, you could buy something that is totally worth it, and you can save quite a bit of money. Here's $599 for the 5800X. Now, with the 5800X, I would avoid that chip. I'm not big fan of it. And you can see here they do not have any sales. Now, what you will find between Memory Express and Canada Computers, they're often competing against each other. So you will see them doing deals so they can compete. Their price points and their actual opportunity to make that, profit is, the profit margin is around 5 to 6% to 8% on these things. So they don't have a lot of wiggle room. They're waiting for companies to send them out the different deals that they're going to be offering. So a lot of times they're moving within that margin so that they can compete with each other and the big competitors. So that's what occurs there. So overall, a lot of different opportunities here to look at what you could be purchasing. And at the same time, you're looking at it and saying, well, what about Amazon? And Amazon has some fire deals right now. We can see this with, they do have the same pricing structure. If you look at the 980 Pro, I was just looking at it, and it is at 1 terabyte is at $288, 199 here for the 1 terabyte. There you go. It's on sale, Boxing Day deal. There is a 2 terabyte for $369. They have it on from $539. And as I scroll down, you can see the different price points. Now, something to note: the 250 gigabyte, 500 gigabyte. I would not be encouraging you to buy that. That will definitely be a slower drive than the 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte. So be paying attention to that. As I scroll down, the M600 Gen 4, again, on sale, not a big deal, not a big price point. The 980 series, this is the new drive that's replacing the 970, and this is running at $124.99 from $179 for 1 terabyte. This could be a great replacement for a laptop. I'm thinking about buying one and just replacing my laptop with it, and just having the 970 for just a spare drive there. So something to be thinking about in terms of what you could be replacing with. Now, Sabrent, I did do a run through with Sabrent. This is the first drive I bought that I found issues with on the 1 terabyte. Apparently they fixed the issue with the caching, but I mean, the way I was treated with the support, I just kind of like, we're done with that. And of course, you gotta look at it now and say to yourself, well, what about other drives that are available? I'm just gonna go in and look at FireCuda 530, and here it is on sale from $189 to $174 for the what is this? This is the transfer speeds. There's the 500 gigabytes. Here's your 2 terabyte. They don't have any offered right now, so you're with the heatsink, I guess. Now, if you just went for the regular one here, this is a 2 terabyte, $474.99. So again, people have been asking me to review this, pick it up and review it. I'm in debate right now, so that's where we're at with all these drives. If you're looking at something like this, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, discrepancies, please let me know. Leave it in the comment below. I will answer to my best abilities. I will be doing a test again for the 8K and the RAM speeds, what is occurring with Premiere Pro, and if that is something that you fancy, please do subscribe, and I'll be making the next video on camera gear and what you should be buying as a business / creator starting out, growing, looking at building more into that space. Again, thanks for everything so far this year. It's been great. I've been enjoying just making videos and sharing my process and my knowledge on everything that I've been doing to grow my side of things with the business and my personal self with YouTube. So I appreciate all the subscribers and all the likes, comments, and the support I've been getting. And don't forget, check out these 2 videos.